Bonjour, Laurent. I'm wondering if this move caught you by surprise at all.
No, it didn't. I mean, when you look at the way that things were going in Kansas City, the fact that I was not dressing for most of the game, it was an open conversation with the Chiefs, and of course, I had that no trade clause, so we had to come to an agreement, and with both the Chiefs and I and the Jets, we thought that this was the best opportunity for me, so we took the deal, and I'm pretty excited to be here.
If I may ask a follow, I mean, what are your plans post 221? Do you still plan on playing next year?
I'm planning on playing this year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I made that decision, and that's why I'm here today, because I want to play football, and we'll see how that goes for the next year and the year after that. I think with football, if there's one thing that I learned, over my last 8 years in the league, is that you got to go 1 week at a time, and that's what I'm going to try to do.
Great. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. We'll go Rich.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. I wanted to ask you, you haven't played in a game since 2019. I'm wondering how that long layoff might impact you, and how soon do you think you can compete for playing time with the Jets?
I've been away for 18 months, but you still practice pretty hard in Kansas City. I've been going through most of training camp. Of course, I got injured with my hand, but I feel pretty good right now. Actually, I feel in a great shape, probably because of the fact that I didn't play last year, and I want to use that as an advantage. And now it's just a matter of transitioning, learning the culture, learning the playbook, learning the system, and trying to earn a job. But in the NFL, nothing is taking for granted or giving to you. So you gotta earn it.
Thanks a lot. We'll follow up with Laura.
You took last year off to work as a doctor. Could you talk a little bit about what that experience was like for you?
Yeah, I mean, when people ask me that question, I never really know where to start. After the Super Bowl, of course, the pandemic started, and I volunteered to go work in a long-term care facility, and I was really part of a movement of healthcare professionals that went back and helped on the front line. And after seeing what I saw, I just felt like for me that my role in 2020 was going to be to continue my work there, and I decided to opt out. And it was a tough decision, but at the same time, after seeing all the sacrifices that healthcare workers were making and are still making today, it just made more sense for me to stay home and work and try to help my patients to the best of my ability.
Thank you very much. We'll follow up with Didier in English. Okay, I'll get back to Didier later. How about John? You go ahead.
Hey, Laurent. I think when last we spoke in the winter, you said that you were fully aware that by opting out last year that you'd probably have to fight hard to get your starting job back in Kansas City. I'm wondering, did your hand injury that kept you out through most of camp, a bruise was it? I don't think that Andy Reid ever confirmed it. Anyhow, was that a big factor in slowing you down in your comeback attempt and ultimately making you not even dress until this past Monday night?
Yeah, for sure. For me, I knew that training camp was going to be huge. I went in there with the right mindset, and everybody was pretty impressed, I think, with the way I was knocking the raw stuff and getting back on the field. Of course, the hand injury kind of like diminished my chance of dressing and playing. And then I think also the fact that I'm a right guard, so it's tough to be dressed as a backup when you don't play as well on the left side. So all that put together, that created the situation that happened in Kansas City this year. And that's for sure one of the reasons why I came up with an agreement with the Chiefs to move on and go to a new organization, a new journey. And I think the Jets, with the style of offense that they're playing, really fit with my skill set. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to come here.
And just a quick follow-up, if I can, I think you're probably better armed with knowledge to talk about what exactly was wrong with your hand. I think it was described as a bruise, but what exactly was it? A broken small bone or something? What was it?
Oh no, it's it was a fifth metacarpal fracture. So you know, they call it a boxer fracture when you punch somebody and you break the bone that hold your pinky. So that's what happened.
I thought it was something maybe a little more than that for a bruise. Wouldn't keep you out a month. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. Back to Didier.
Oui, salut Sacha. Par contre, ça va être en français pour moi.
Ah,
Je
ok,
sais pas
ok.
si.
On
Ouais,
va
non,
attendre.
c'est
On va
ça.
Je me suis dit,
OK.
peut-être que tu voulais faire en anglais, tu voulais pour TSN quelque chose, donc il n'y a pas de problème.
Non, non,
On va
non.
en anglais. We're going to go with Dan then.
Was it a difficult decision for you to waive the no trade? I mean, would you have been content staying in Kansas City in the situation you were in?
Not really, and I think that's one of the reasons why I waived the clause. You know, for me, when I opted out, I kind of promised myself that I was going to do everything I can to get back on the field. And back then in my mind, it meant train as hard as you can, get back in the best physical shape possible. But as the season evolved, it also became a matter of like being in an organization that wants me. And for sure, the Jets wanted me. We've been in a conversation for the past 3 weeks. And I think it just makes sense for me to waive the clause in order to be part of an organization that's building something new and something different. And for sure, I want to be part of it.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Before we switch to French, I just want to make sure, are there any other English questions here? I don't see any of their hands up. We're good for the English questions. Okay. We will, oh, John, you had a question?
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah.
Laurent, with you know, when you look, is it too early for you to look back at your time in Kansas City? Obviously, it started out, you know, you didn't play at all the first year. You rose to starter and then kept starting unless you were hurt right through, taking the year off. I'm just wondering for you if that was, if you can look back on that and if there's any bitter taste toward the end, or just how you feel about the time there in Kansas City.
Honestly, I feel amazing about my experience. You know, I wouldn't be here today if it was not for the Chiefs drafting me back in 2014. So I'm really grateful to the organization, to be honest. And yesterday I was, you know, talking with Coach Reed, with Coach Eck, with Coach EB, all positive, you know, and you know, you said that the last time that I've played was before opting out. In my mind, the last time that I've played was winning the Super Bowl in Miami, and that's a pretty good way to end a career in Kansas City, to be honest. And now it's just time for a new journey, and I'm excited to be here.
Thanks, Laurent.